Today's Park to Prem is sponsored by Lemsip. Yeah, the sun's come out in England, spring's arrived. I'm sick. How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Today is going to be a shorter episode. I am going to try and minimise my speaking, but we are doing a video today, and today it's the Champions League knockouts against AC Milan. And of course, when it comes to this AC Milan team, there is a man very familiar to us. Morten Laudrup, 15 goals through 23 Serie A games. He signed for them last January, and they just didn't use him for whatever reason. The manager has come in for the new season and gone, oh yeah, we've got this striker, he's quite good. He's proven to be quite good. It's going to be difficult to keep him quiet today. He is, in fact, their top goal scorer in the team, although on this screen here, it doesn't show him as being in the starting 11 or bench. I'm going to assume that will update when we play them. Now, last episode, we wrapped things up with two really emphatic wins, and from there, following deadline day, we continued to do that for a little while. Couple of blips in here, but considering we played Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham away from home, to only drop 5 points, I think is kind of acceptable. We beat QPR 4-0, Jack Phillips with 2, Osorio Silva with 1, and Rojas with a goal against Villa. We did more of the same. I did rotate the team for this one. Zidane got on the score sheet twice. I have promised him he's going to play more first team football. I'm a little bit concerned I've maybe not been doing that enough, although when we have called upon him, he's been pretty blooming good this year. We did lose 2-1 against Luton Town in this game. Cardozo lost his head, and Stamenkovic, who he sold to them in January, scored. Of course he did. Of course, the 22-year-old who never did anything for me, who I sold to Luton in January for £25 million, scored the winning goal there. Since then, he's actually gone on a really good goal-scoring run. He could end up being the reason that Luton stay up. I say that, they are still down in 19th. A draw against Manchester United was disappointing, not necessarily because of the draw itself, but actually just the fact we absolutely dominated this game. You know, sometimes there's a game that you draw and you think, oh, we didn't really show up. In this game, we were absolutely phenomenal. We just couldn't score, and Manchester United scored with their only shot on target. And again, it was another one of our former players. It was Laplace getting the all-important goal, only his second goal all Premier League season. Who says Football Manager isn't scripted? From there, though, we have had 3 wins on the bounce. We've scored 14 goals in these games as well. 4-2 against Chelsea was emphatic, although we were 2-0 down at half-time in this game. A great little turnaround. Against Tottenham, who we demolished in the Carabao Cup, we beat them by another 5-goal margin, this time 6-1. And against Leicester City, the game preceding these kind of big Champions League games, I did choose to rotate the team. Gaiona and Zidane started up front, Barreto, Russo, Cardozo in the midfield. Yeah, it was a full bit of rotation, and despite that, we managed to beat Michael Carrick's men 4-1. Leicester last year finished up in the European places. They are down in 12th right now. That said, they are only 1 place behind Arsenal. As for ourselves, while there is 8 games left of the season, we are currently 17 points clear, and despite the fact that all the teams trailing us have games in hand, we are still in just such a commanding position that I'm just incredibly relaxed. Now, it is worth noting we have got the Carabao Cup coming up. It is the game following on from today's 2 matches, but just for the sake of my voice and trying to preserve it, we're going to save this to open things up tomorrow. I say tomorrow, that is entirely working on the assumption that I still have a voice by tomorrow, because my voice has gone very, very quickly. So like I said, we are fully rested going into these games against Milan today, and it does mean that for this first game, we can just go absolutely full strength with everyone with maximum match sharpness, some really nice condition, and in fact, across the entire squad, the only man who's even carrying kind of the inkling of a nudge or a knock is Talal Sadiq. He will be back from injury in a few days' time. He has technically failed his fitness test. Ideally, we do not have to use this guy at left midfield. I'm a little bit concerned with all these injuries he's had, because he is a player who relies so much on his physicals, and these injuries really have added up over the course of this season and last. Now, one thing I will mention just as we head into today's matches, we are doing a WorkTheSpace community meetup on the 18th of April. So if you're down in the South Coast, you live near Lewes or maybe in London or around Brighton or further afield and you want to make the trek, I'll put a link to the Discord server down below, but we are going to be meeting ahead of the game on the 18th of April at 1 PM at a pub in Lewes, watching the game, then doing something in Brighton afterwards. The more the merrier, so if you're interested in coming down, join the Discord server, get involved in that. I will apologise for the rather late notice, but it'd be great to have as many people down there as we could for Lewes's final game at the Dripping Pan of the season. Okay, let's see how we fare here. AC Milan are a very, very good little team, but in the grand scheme of things, especially with how this season's played out, I really truly believe that we can go further than we have the past couple of years. You know, the disappointment of Champions League semi-final defeats in back-to-back seasons is fresh in my mind. We've never crashed out at this earlier a stage. In some ways, given how this season's gone, where it's all kind of gone to plan. I'm half anticipating a bit of friction and a bit of a challenge in this game here. It feels like we're set up so nicely with rested players just to cruise away, but Milan have quality, and Haraldsson almost scored a wonder goal. We're already 25 minutes through this game. Just that one chance, the only highlight we've seen. In terms of actual chances, they've had one shot on target. We've had none. It's been a game lacking quality so far, but that could change here as we have the ball in a wide area. And Vivas, who was sensational last episode, whips it in. It's cleared away, but only as far as Alcani. He puts it in to Vivas from fullback to fullback. And Vivas, what a time to get your first Champions League goal of the season. I don't want to say it too loudly. I'm going to say it from the top of my lungs. Alcani, what a signing he has ended up being. That was on his weaker right foot, by the way, that he crossed that in. That ball landed at Vivas's feet, and, well, the two wing-backs, two wide midfielders, what are they in our system? I'll let you decide. The two wide blokes, they've done their thing, they've assisted one another, and given us a rather early lead across the two fixtures. That said, still lots of football to be played. Of course, home and away advantage, a really, really significant thing in the Champions League. So with that in mind, in this game here at the San Siro, we want to be pushing home our advantage, and maybe we can do that here. Rojas, Vivas, Rojas, in behind. Oh my word, it's 5 goals in 5 Champions League games for Rojas, and this game has swung in our favour in the space of 5 minutes. Phillips played the ball initially to Rojas. The big man held it up, gave it to Vivas, continued his run, and with his big old gangly legs, he managed to wrap his foot around it and just steer it into the bottom corner. Half-time in this game, we are 2-0 to the good. We look really good. Milan have had a lot of possession, but they've not done anything with it. Admittedly, this has just been a game where we've been clinical with the few chances that have come our way. Martinez with the ball. I was not anticipating a kickoff highlight. I wouldn't complain if we see one. The overlapping centre-back gives it to Alcani. Velicevic, who's been getting a few goals lately. He grabbed a couple against Chelsea in our win there. He's involved deep. We're working the ball nicely here. It's very, very congested. We need our intricate, super high-tempo passing to come good. Is Rojas onside there? If he is, it's another goal for the scrapbook. We have scored some really, really pretty goals through the middle. I'll admit it, it looked very, very close. Is it going to count? It's not. Ever since we made the tactical change to like the super high tempo play, like we've just scored some really fun, intricate kind of one-touch goals. Unfortunately, on that occasion, Rojas was a mile offside. We've only played 55 minutes, but I am going to make some changes. Victor and Vivas have had to split the minutes at left midfield with Sadiq out injured. In this game here, I'm going to take off Victor and bring in Barreto just to manage his minutes a little. I'm going to bring in Cardozo as well for Velicevic. I'm looking across the rest of the team. Phillips has had a quiet game by his own standards, but to be honest, with the world-class player he is, I feel like he's the kind of player who, when he's having a bad game, you keep him on because he could just suddenly end up having a great game inside the space of half an hour. We all have those players in Football Manager, right? The ones who are really good on paper, and sometimes they're quiet for 90 kind of minutes, but then in the 91st minute, they just pop up with a magical moment. And I feel like Phillips is just capable of those magical moments. Martinez has the ball here, inside to Cardozo. Barreto looking to find someone forward. Osorio Silva's through. Osorio Silva scores. We are 3-0 up here. Cardozo, Barreto, two of the subs involved in the build-up play here. Barreto's ball forward to Osorio Silva was like threading the needle. As for the finish, maybe the keeper should do better at the near post. Vivas dinks it down the line to Barreto. We are running rampant. We look so good here. Barreto on off the bench is just angry. He's got a point to prove. He wants to fight for a spot in the first team. On this occasion, his pass is wayward, but Alcani is going to keep it alive. Cardozo, Osorio Silva, in that channel of space. Rojas heads it in. He was never going to miss from there. It is 4-0, and it's probably game over. Cardozo's pass here was sensational. Again, it's Osorio Silva. These runs into the channel from Osorio Silva can't be understated. He does it constantly. Every game, you'll see him deliver something. It'll be a highlight. It won't always be a goal, mind you. But he finds this kind of just area of space in behind, repeatedly exploits it. He's been sensational today. With 13 minutes left, let's make some changes here. I'm going to bring in Ziddy for Phillips. I don't want to take off Rojas. He's got 2 goals to his name. Alcani can have a rest. We'll bring in Ruiz. And at the back, I'm going to bring in Jimenez for Cups. I will point out, they've not used Laudrup today. Milan, what are you doing? Where's Laudrup? Even I think justice for Laudrup, and I'm the bloke who sold him. I was really looking forward to playing against our former man, and they've just not used him here. I have noticed their striker that they're playing is playing as a false 9, which isn't really Laudrup's role. But I feel like Laudrup's so good, you kind of make the team play around him and fit him, not the system, him into the system, but the system around him. As things stand, though, I'm not going to complain. Oh, my word. Ruiz, Trivela cross. Rojas nearly had his hat-trick. 1 minute left of this game. You know that whole Simpsons thing? Stop, he's already dead. I think we're at that point in this game here. Milan, at home, have been absolutely humiliated. Martinez forward, Ziddy, looking to keep it alive, chests it down, lays it back to Ruiz. The subs linking up here, squared across, Barreto scores, it's offside. It would have been a fifth. We are, however, going to have to settle for just the 4-0. 6 shots on target, 4 goals. Not a great game for Jorgensen in goal for them. That was a delightful display for us there. Elsewhere, Brighton have just beaten Chelsea 2-1 in the other kind of game going on tonight. Brighton are actually a proper little demonic team in this universe. They can beat anyone. Usually it's Phillips getting man of the match, but Rojas has got man of the match today, and I will say it, Rojas, what a player this man is turning out to be. He was relegated with Oxford United, 2 years ago? And now for us, he is looking like one of the best strikers in Europe. Anyway, folks, we are going to do the second leg against Milan today. That game is in a week's time. There is no midweek fixture, so I can rest up the players. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go see how we get on. Okay, folks, game number 2 today. It is worth noting the Carabao Cup final is only 4 days after this game against Milan. Given the fact we're 4 goals up, I'm going to take a risk. I am going to rotate the team quite a bit. I'm going to bring in Ziddy and Gaiona. I'm going to change the 3 centre mid setup as well. Ruiz, I think, can come in for Alcani. The defence is the one area where I feel like when I've rotated it, it has fairly often backfired on us. But Gromman's played a lot of football. He's 1 booking away from a suspension in Europe. So I am going to take this opportunity to give him a rest. We'll bring in Jimenez, I think, to play at left centre-back. And this is the team that we are going to go with. There's a little bit of a risk, but we're 4 goals up. I feel like I should be completely relaxed here. Football Manager is a weird and whimsical game, especially when it comes to Champions League knockout games. There's like a whimsy slider that I feel like gets turned up to the max by the game, and weird stuff can happen. Admittedly, we're at home. It should be straightforward. I've been hurt before. Under the lights on the south coast of England, I'm hoping we can just keep this level of performance that we saw last game going. I'm hoping really for some of the players we're rotating in here, they can just have a little good confidence-building game. One of the few players who's not been rotated out is Vivas. Sadiq, still not 100% fit and ready to play, sadly, but hopefully he can stay fit. And what I was going to say, finish a chance if it comes his way. He had a golden opportunity. He was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. 10 minutes played. Cups wins a nice little header. Cardozo latches onto the loose ball here. Tries to play it down the line. That's a wayward pass, but he has won it back nicely. Russo looking to stitch the play from deep to Ziddy. To Barreto. What a ball that is. Is he onside? He is. Vivas turning. Ruiz shooting. It's 1-0 on the night. It's 5-0 on aggregate. I do feel a bit bad for Ruiz. Ruiz being dropped from the team for Alcani maybe feels like an injustice. I feel like Alcani's performances have made the decision seem like a good one. But knowing that we've got someone with Ruiz's quality to bring in is always just a nice feeling. Vivas with the throw in. He's going to give it to Gaiona. Nice play here. Ziddy, options inside. Back wide to Vivas. Gaiona is in there. Ziddy is in there. Shot block falls to Ruiz. He shoots. It's blocked. It's not away from danger yet. Cardozo shoots and it's blocked. I'll tell you what, if Milan were hoping for a bit of respite, maybe thinking we'd be kinder in this second leg, we look like we want to score a lot more. Vivas on the far side. Throw in to Cardozo. Vivas, Ruiz. Whip towards the back post. Gaiona's there. It's cleared away. Jimenez latches onto the loose ball. What can he do here? Jimenez switches the play all the way to Vivas. I will say, if you're wondering, Jack, as Ruiz scores, Jack, why is Vivas taking the throw-in on the right-hand side and Ruiz sometimes takes the throw-ins on the left-hand side or vice versa? I have no idea. Football Manager has like a setting for throw-ins that are taken in the middle of the pitch to just automatically pick the best player. With our system, it picks the fullback or the winger from the other wing. If anyone knows how to stop it doing that, I'd love to know. On this occasion, though, it's not really been an issue. Ruiz has scored. Vivas was involved in the build-up. Not even half an hour played in this game. Ruiz at right mid is on for a hat-trick. Vivas is looking for a hat-trick of assists. Martinez, Ruiz. Going to be difficult for him to score from here, but maybe he can turn provider. Cardozo crosses it. Barreto down, switched. Vivas, options in the middle. Barreto's there. It's a crazy save by the keeper. Milan do have a corner here. Samoyes going to take it short to Jeremy Pino. He gives it back. Alisayan, Pino, Herrera, shoots, Minabrez, great little save, it was offside. It's a save for the cameras and nothing more. From one highlight though, straight into another. We take the free kick from the offside and immediately we're launching a very direct attack. Gaiona's a mile offside. Don't even celebrate it. I don't even know why he's celebrating it. He knows that this one's offside. We all know it's not going to count. What are we doing here? Just 1 minute left of this first half. We have looked absolutely sensational in this game here. We have well and truly bullied Milan, and well, the bullying might not be done yet. Gaiona through the middle, gives it to Ziddy. Barreto shoots, Barreto scores. It's 3-0. It's 7-0 on aggregate. We're just a very scary team. Give the players lots of praise. I think I'm going to take off Vivas here and give him a rest. Sadiq needs to build up match fitness. We can bring him in there at the back. You know what? Martinez, have a break. Gromman can come in for 45 minutes for cups, just to rotate things around a little bit more here. But obviously, this is kind of beyond my wildest expectations. So what I was anticipating going into this first knockout round, we've been absolutely sensational. I would be very grateful in what's left of this game if our players could just take their foot off the gas a little bit. My voice is starting to fade. I've run out of Lemsip, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in danger. Ruiz, Russo. I'll tell you what, Milan are probably in more danger, mind you. Ruiz looking for the hat-trick. Cardozo crosses it. It would have been such a good goal if it had got in. Gromman on off the bench with a point to prove perhaps. Talal Sadiq. Great to see him back on the pitch after that long-term injury. He gives it to Barreto, who's looking to make something magical happen inside. He's dispossessed. Haraldson has it. Is it just me or have they not brought on Laudrup again? Where is Laudrup? Justice for Laudrup. I can't believe I'm the one saying that. Free kick just inside our half. Just over an hour played here. I feel like at this point Milan are just playing to give the away fans who have travelled all the way from Italy just a little thing to celebrate about. You know, give them something to cheer across the two legs here. They've paid a lot of money for their flights to the south coast of England. Gatwick Airport, not cheap. Herrera inside. Pino's shot is blocked. 13 minutes left here. Gaiona over a corner. Whipping it near posting. Washi's header just the wrong side of the post. There's 5 minutes left of the game. Could we make it 4-0 on the night and 8-0 on aggregate? There'd be something quite satisfying about winning 4-0 home and away. Sadiq takes down the ball superbly, looking to bring it forward inside. Cardozo, lots of crowded traffic in the middle. We still managed to pick out Ziddy. Talal Sadiq with the assist. Ziddy makes it 4. After this first leg, kind of the game was done, but nice to just, you know, equally bully them in this second leg, I suppose. And in the next round of the Champions League, we are going to be taking on Brighton. Oh, the script writers have outdone themselves here. It's going to be a South Coast derby. Those games against Brighton at the start of April. We will be kicking off tomorrow's episode with the game against Crystal Palace, though. I really want to win the Carabao Cup. I will say, in terms of past meetings, Brighton is not the nicest team for us to be playing. We've actually kind of struggled against them, I feel like, in recent meetings. I don't know why here I can't sort the fixtures by date. But yeah, we've only won one of the last many meetings. In fact, we beat them loads when they were up and coming and we were up and coming. But in the last few seasons, we don't have a good record against this Brighton team. Now, I will admit, ordinarily I might have been tempted to include the Carabao Cup match in today's episode, especially after that first leg result, but with my voice as it is, it's just not in a spot where I want to strain it and overdo it. Like I said, hopefully there will be a video tomorrow. If there isn't, it's because I've got worse and I'm feeling more ill, in which case, eat your lunch in my absence. We will be back with Park to Prem once I'm feeling up to recording. Appreciate you hanging out with me today. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time for more. I'm out.